Yo, what is going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samoa Raider back at it again with another episode of Nation News. And on today's episode, we got some spicy topics today, like Deshaun Watson possibly going to the Raiders. Why? And not only that, the Raiders went out and interviewed two candidates for the defensive coordinator position. All of that on this episode of Nation News.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Now, the first bit of news. Let's talk about Deshaun Watson. Now, you guys are probably wondering, yo, Samoa Raider, why in the world are you talking about Deshaun Watson on a Raiders video? I'll tell you why. On Thursday, Ian Rappaport tweeted that Deshaun Watson is extremely unhappy with the organization regarding his lack of involvement in the process that led to the team's decision to hire GM Nick Caserio. Now, I understand why Deshaun would be mad or unhappy with the team, because that whole team, that whole organization is a shit show over there, especially after letting go of Bill O'Brien and all the things that he's done to that organization, like last year, trading away his number one receiver for David Johnson and a bag of Skittles. What the fuck was up with that? That trade last year really had me thinking, shit, I wouldn't have minded the Raiders trading away a bag of Skittles for DeAndre Hopkins. But getting back to the subject at hand, not only that, the Houston Texans didn't even give him an O-line to help him out. This dude was running for his life on almost every single play. And the fact that he put up some great numbers, career numbers this past season, leading the league with 4,823 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Mind-blowing. Great stats. Good job for you, Deshaun. There has been speculation that Deshaun Watson might go and demand a trade. And that's where the Raiders come into the picture. A lot of reports, a lot of websites, a lot of people are talking, have linked the Raiders and Deshaun Watson in the same sentence in trade scenarios, so on and so forth. And I'm sitting here like, why in the blue hell would the Raiders go out and get Deshaun Watson? Now, I understand he's a great talent. He's in the prime of his career, yada, 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 so on and so forth. But why the fuck would you want to go out and get Deshaun Watson? I had a lot of people in my DMs hitting me up. Yo, Deshaun Watson might hit the market, might be on the trade block. Go out and get him. Okay. So I had to sit back and think to myself, and I was like, bruh, Derek Carr is not even the problem on his team. It's our fucking defense. Now, this would be a waste because our defense is the main priority this offseason. The offense is okay. Derek Carr is okay. No matter what the haters want to say about Derek Carr, he's not the problem on his team. And the ransom that we would give up to go and get Deshaun Watson, fuck out of here, bro. We're okay with Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota if we were to keep him. Because in my head, I was like, why are people trying to go out and say that the Raiders should be interested or they should be a possible landing spot for Deshaun Watson? Bruh, chill. It seems like every single year, every single offseason, especially since John Gruden has been here, everybody has been saying, oh, the Raiders are going to go get this guy, go get that guy. Derek Carr is not the guy. John Gruden doesn't even like Derek Carr. Shut the fuck up. Now, there's 3 websites that had articles that linked the Raiders to Deshaun Watson and the possibility of having him on the team. The first one being CBS Sports. Now, they had an article for the 12 most logical suitors if the Texans deal start Deshaun Watson. And obviously, the Raiders were on the list. They were 6th on the list, meaning they're one of the most possible teams to go out and get Deshaun Watson. And I'm gonna read to you guys a little bit of what they said on the article for the Las Vegas Raiders. Look, Derek Carr is good, but don't you dare try to tell us that John Gruden, the same guy who once compared Watson to Michael Jordan, wouldn't at least try to sell this to Mike Mayock. Yes, John Gruden is going to go out there and, hype up other quarterbacks, especially quarterbacks that he loves. And yes, Deshaun Watson, I wouldn't say is the MJ quarterback of the NFL, but he does show some really nice poise out there, especially running around in the pocket. And last year, he had one of the better plays in the NFL, especially against the Raiders, where he got kicked in the face and still managed to score a touchdown. Now, that is great in itself, but still, that doesn't mean we're going to go out and get Deshaun Watson. Now, another website, the Bleacher Report, had an article for the potential trade packages / landing spots for Deshaun Watson. And of course, the Las Vegas Raiders was on the list. Now, one of the biggest things that irked me from this article and what they talked about with the Raiders was how much they really think that John Gruden is fed up and not satisfied with Derek Carr as our quarterback. It's like the same narrative every single year. Someone wants to put out there that John Gruden does not like Derek Carr, or he's not okay with Derek Carr. Yes, I understand that John Gruden at some point is going to want to go out there and get a quarterback for the future. But right now, why are you guys trying to stir the pot? This is the quote that I took from them that really grinded my gears. They said that the John Gruden era Las Vegas Raiders have never seemed enamored with quarterback Derek Carr. After another non-playoff campaign, it wouldn't be shocking if they decided to save $19.6 million and go in a new direction under center. Well, we're not really saving $19.6 million if we're going to go and get a young quarterback that we're going to give up a lot of draft capital for and pay a lot of money towards. Now, that's not where it stops. Let's talk about the trade package that they had the Raiders giving up to get Deshaun Watson. This one's funny. They had us trading away Derek Carr, obviously, this year's first round pick, the 17th overall pick in the NFL draft, and next year's first round pick. Are you out of your fucking mind? 2 first round picks for a quarterback when we already have a quarterback that can get the job done as of right now, and we have a liability on defense, which we should use those draft picks for to go out and get edge rushers, defensive players, linebackers, safeties, cornerbacks, whoever on the defensive side to help out this team. You're giving up 2 picks for 1 quarterback that we're already going to spend a lot of money on. And I know there's other Raider fans that went out and said, yo, I would give up 3 first round picks and Derek Carr for Deshaun Watson. Hell to the fucking no. The only quarterback that I would ever give 3 first round picks to is Patrick Mahomes, because he's on his own level. And I know a lot of people want to say that Deshaun Watson is near the level of Patrick Mahomes, but no, cut that bullshit. Patrick Mahomes is on his own level. He is the best quarterback in the league right now. And I believe that he would be the only quarterback that can suit up in a Raiders uniform with that shitty ass defense that we had and make the playoffs. Deshaun Watson is a good quarterback, but he's not that great. Shit, if we were even willing to go trade away a first round pick, or even 2 first round picks, or heck, 3 first round picks away, we better go out there and get a star pass rusher, a star defender for this team that can change this team around, like what we did giving up Khalil Mack. I would give that up for Aaron Donald. Look at last year. The Colts traded away their first round pick to get DeForest Buckner from the San Francisco 49ers. Now, that was a great pickup for them because that helped solidify their defensive line. Now, the last thing I wanted to bring up was an article from heavy.com. Well, it wasn't really an article, but it was a tweet that I seen on there back in 2013 when Deshaun Watson tweeted, I like how the Raiders uniforms look. And everybody went crazy saying, oh, he's always wanted to be a Raider, so we should go out there and bring him on to the silver and black. I believe everybody in the NFL believes that the Raiders uniforms are the best looking uniforms in the NFL, because they are. Now, I had to sit back and look at all the pros and cons of having Deshaun Watson on the team. The pros would be that Deshaun Watson will be coming to the Raiders, you know, the home of the Clemson Tiger alumni, because we have so many Clemson Tigers on our team. You're looking at Cleveland Farrell, Hunter Renfrow, John Simpson, Tanner Muse. I mean, seeing that connection with Hunter Renfrow and Deshaun Watson would be great to see, especially in Las Vegas. Another pro is, again, Deshaun Watson is in the prime of his career. He's a young quarterback, only like 20-something years old, and he's only going to go up from here. We know that John Gruden loves his young quarterbacks, especially young mobile quarterbacks that can get the job done with his feet and his arm. On top of that, we have a lot of offensive weapons on this team. A star running back in Josh Jacobs, a top 3 tight end in the league in Darren Waller. You got guys like Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, Tyrell Williams, if he returns, Nelson Aguilar, Hunter Renfrow. The list goes on. And we have an offensive line that can help Deshaun Watson stay off his ass and make plays. Now, the biggest cons that I do have is, again, the quarterback position is not the problem on this team. We're only going to be taking steps backwards if we trade away 2 first round picks or even 3 first round picks to get Deshaun Watson. And those draft picks are really huge, especially if we're going to go out and draft defensive players. Our biggest need is defense, not offense, so there's no reason why we should be going out and getting Deshaun Watson. But now I'm going to ask you, Raider Nation, because I know the Raider Nation is 50-50 on this as of right now. Do you think that the Raiders should go all in on Deshaun Watson? And what do you think it would take to trade for Deshaun Watson? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's talk about some candidates that got interviewed for the Raiders defensive coordinator position. As you guys already know, earlier this week, the Raiders have been keen mean to saying that they want to move quickly to hire their next defensive coordinator. And today, the Raiders have officially went out and interviewed LA Chargers defensive coordinator Gus Bradley and former Seahawks/Cowboys defensive assistant Kris. Now looking at these two candidates, starting with Gus Bradley, looking at his resume, he's most famously known for helping build the Seahawks Legion of Boom as the defensive coordinator from 2009 to 2012. He also served as a head coach in Jacksonville, where he built the Saxonville defense from 2013 to 2016. And since then, he has been the Chargers defensive coordinator since 2017. Now that's a huge resume, especially for a defensive coordinator. Now a lot of people did bring this up, which was a good point about Gus Bradley, is his success due to the fact that they had a lot of talented players on the defensive side. You know, in Seattle, they had a lot of great players over there, from Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, Byron Maxwell. You had Cam Chancellor, and the list goes on. They had a lot of great players on that defensive side. And if you look at that Saxonville Jaguars defense, whoo-wee, you had two shutdown corners in AJ Bouye and Jalen Ramsey. He does have history with John Gruden. Back in 2006, John Gruden hired him out of North Dakota State to come to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the linebacker coach. Now moving over to Kris Richard, he worked under Bradley as a Seahawks secondary coach from 2010 to 2012, part of the Legion of Boom. Then he went on to take over as the defensive coordinator in Seattle from 2015 to 2017. Now the Seahawks defense did decline in his time over there, and the Legion of Boom and all those players that were part of that Legion of Boom started aging, and some got traded away, some retired, and they weren't the same since then. And then in 2018 to 2019, he was the Cowboys secondary coach. Now while he was in Dallas, he did coach under Rod Marinelli, who is on the Raiders as of right now. He did help groom some really good secondary players in Byron Jones and Xavier Woods. So if he were to come over to this team, we do have a lot of young secondary players on this team that can use a little bit of help. You look at guys like Jonathan Abram, Damon Arnett, Trayvon Mullen. These are some young players and some young cornerstones that if Kris Richard was to get hired, that I hope that he can help groom these players to be, you know, the best that they can be on this team. Now, whoever the Raiders end up hiring, they will still need to go out there and bring in some talent on the defensive side. And they shouldn't be afraid to go out there and spend some big money on some big talent to bring onto this team, especially in free agency and even in the draft. They need to give the next Raiders defensive coordinator as much help as they can have defensively, and that's a fact. Now I know that the Raiders might still go out and interview more candidates for the defensive coordinator position, but as of right now, looking at these two candidates, who would you want as our defensive coordinator between Gus Bradley and Kris Richard if you had to choose between these two? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today on this episode of Nation News. If you guys enjoyed it, then please smash that like button. It does a lot for this channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. And again, if this is the first time you are watching this video and you're a Raider fan and you guys want to see Raider content throughout the whole offseason, then look no further than the Samoan Raider. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. With all that being said, until the next video, Raider Nation, this is your boy Samoan Raider, and your boy is yeah.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.